Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So I'm currently packing to go to Sri Lanka for a week, which means I'm procrastinating. And what do I do when I procrastinate? I'm like, let me hop on YouTube. So I get loads of comments in the section down below where people say that they reached their set point weight, so technically they're not anorexic anymore, or they don't have an eating disorder, but they struggle with the mental side of thought. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna exactly explain my thoughts on the matter and answer all those comments. Like, do you actually have an eating disorder if you don't fit the, well, say the traditional classifications and definitions, or is it more of a, how can you actually tell if you still do have an eating disorder, and can you really be classified as sick enough if you don't fit the physical criteria? So first things first, I want to throat punch anyone that thinks that you have to look a certain way to be classified as anorexic, bulimic, to struggle with orthorexia, binge eating disorder, any eating disorder. People can be anorexic and be in larger bodies, be in larger plus size bodies. You can struggle with restriction, bulimia, but there is no physical way to tell by someone. Some people do show the signs of anorexia by becoming severely underweight, but other people do still struggle and live in larger bodies. You cannot tell and you cannot justify whether you are sick enough or not based on the size of your body. So often I let that stop me from actually seeking out help because I never felt slim enough. I never felt like I looked like someone that was anorexic, and I say they'd laugh at me. The doctors think that I was just taking it all, looking for attention or something. Those are the things that went through my mind, and that's a shame on society for making anyone believe that. Look, traditional old school classifications of anorexia were looking a specific way, having specific physical symptoms. But look, back in the day when people had depression, or people had a twitch, or if you had a migraine, what would they do? They'd treat you by lobotomizing. They treat you by lobotomizing you, meaning they're going to chop a bit of your brain off, okay? So why? I don't think anyone's going for a lobotomy anytime soon if they struggle with a migraine. So why people following old school traditions and definitions of things like eating disorders, but then not other things? So what I'm saying is our technology has evolved, medicine has evolved, our understanding of the human body has evolved and led us into today where there is no physical signs or characteristics. You can't do not everyone is going to react the same way to an eating disorder. Not everyone is going to look like the same way. Not everyone is going to have the same symptoms. It's just, but people, a lot of the time, like I said, you feel boxed in if you don't fit that specific criteria. Right? So no more throat punching, okay? Because we all know that regardless of what our body size is, if you don't feel free or safe or open around food, these are more so, in my opinion. I'm not diagnosing anyone in this video. Let's put that disclaimer out there, okay, Linda? So basically, it's if you feel you obsess about food a lot. It's the first thing that's on your mind when you wake up in the morning. You spend all these times following food bloggers, what I eat in a day, looking up recipes, all your Pinterest boards, everything that you have is just food recipes, calorie swaps, eat this, not that type of mentality. And that's all your subscriptions is based on that. If you reject yourself from social situations because you don't want to explain to people or justify, or you want to avoid food, so you just stop socializing, and then you have no energy to socialize because you're emotionally and mentally drained from all that restriction. That again is one of those surefire signs that you do struggle with an eating disorder, because again, it consumes your mind. Notice we've not gone anywhere physical yet. Boom. You can find yourself short-tempered, and it's also because you don't have your hormones are all over the place. It doesn't matter what size your body is, you can't tell what a hormone composition of a person is by looking at them. Some things you can for other cases, but we ain't gonna get into that right now, okay? This ain't biology 101. School's out, bitches. Sounded so cool when I said that. No, I didn't. When you do obsess over people's what I eat in a day videos, or I've noticed a lot of people, so all the trolls that I get on my videos, every time I have someone saying, well, it looks like you're still struggling and you have issues and you look like this. I'm like, that's probably someone that's really short-tempered and irritated because they spend all their time obsessing about recovery vloggers and what they look like, what they do, what they eat, It's that mentality where you compare what's on your plate to everyone else's, and it's just exhausting, everyone. And yo, the fuck low, okay? Being in pain and feeling trapped, you can't tell that from the way a person looks, how often they smile, what month they're born in, their birth sign, their rising sign. I'm an Aries, by the way. Woo! Yet you can't tell that by a person's physical appearance, and let's just stop that, okay? You'll never feel sick enough. You'll never feel that you fit the physical definitions. You're probably so hard on yourself. It comes from that mindset as well, where we think we're the ugliest in the room. We think we have to compensate for our face or whatever by obsessing our bodies. You never feel like the smartest. You always put yourself down. Those eating disorder tendencies, it's so much more than just an eating issue. So it's got nothing to do with your body. I just can't stress that enough. And anyone that needs that reassurance or validation, thinking, should they go on the mini more? Should they go all in if they don't technically fit the physical criteria? Stop. Your mind needs that healing. How does your mind heal, Jax? I'm glad you asked. It heals from energy and no restriction, and just learning how to trust your bodies. Back in the day, what we're supposed to do, now we're taught not to trust our bodies. We're taught that magazine knows what you think better than you know what you think yourself. No, that's absolutely horseshit. There is a reason why we each have separate thumbprints, fingerprints. No two human beings have the same thumbprints. So what makes you think that your organs would function the same? You'd have the same hormone composition, hormone balance. We all need different things. So one, no influencer, no celebrity is going to tell you what your body needs, how sick you are, how to treat your sickness better than someone that knows you, and no one knows you better than you know yourself. So if you feel you have a problem, go get help, and don't let anyone make you feel like you don't deserve help because of either the way you look or if they don't take you as seriously enough. It's okay. Stop fretting over the people that tell you aren't sick enough, and find the people that want to work with you to get you to a point where you feel free and happy. And I'm someone that's going to do that with you guys, because that's just how we roll on this channel. So if you did like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments section down below what type